A 6-year-old Palestinian American boy who was stabbed 26 times near Chicago Saturday was laid to rest today.
Police say he and his mother were attacked by their landlord, allegedly because they are Muslim. Investigators have learned Wadea Al-Fayoume and his mother were stabbed in the room they rented from 71-year-old Joseph Zuba in Plainfield. The boy's mother remains hospitalized, recovering from more than a dozen stab wounds. Zuba is being held without bond. Muslim leaders say the child paid the ultimate price for an atmosphere of hate in the U.S.
It pains me that the sacrificial lamb to this atmosphere was this beautiful, young, 6-year-old boy who had his whole life ahead of him.
Zuba made his first court appearance today on charges of first-degree murder, attempted murder, and 2 counts of a hate crime. Authorities have now opened a federal hate crimes investigation. The local sheriff saying in a statement both victims in this brutal attack were targeted by the suspect due to them being Muslim and the ongoing Middle Eastern conflict involving Hamas and the Israelis. The attack on the young boy and his mother is furthering concerns of violence against Muslim, Arab, and Palestinian communities in the U.S.
Arman Rahman sat down with the leader of a local anti-hate group and law enforcement about what that means for us here. Arman?
The leader of We Are Many United Against Hate tells me how elected officials and the general public comment and react to tense international conflicts like the one in the Middle East will be the deciding factor in whether a hateful sentiment like this spreads.
The environment of fear and hate is out there, and because of this, people are reacting.
Masoud Akhtar says he's still feeling for the family of Wadea Al-Fayoume.
That how someone can kill and brutally kill 6-year-old son simply because he was a Muslim and he was a Palestinian.
Investigators in Plainfield, Illinois say the alleged killer targeted the boy and his mother due to them being Muslim and the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. Akhtar saw Islamophobic violence spike after the 9/11 terrorist attacks.
Well, it's always the case when something happens.
Just like then, he says elected officials have to recognize how important and volatile public discourse can be.
The life of a Palestinian Muslim should be treated as equal to life of a Jewish person. If we don't work together in a nonpartisan way, I'm just very concerned that things are not going to be better.
He also calls for more education and cross-cultural relationships.
We need to get out and tell people at all levels, starting middle schools and high schools, about this conflict in Palestine and Israel, about the history of what's happening.
While there have been no credible threats in the U.S., law enforcement has increased patrols in major cities amid fears of anti-Semitic and Islamophobic violence. In Rock County, the sheriff's office is preparing to train local faith leaders in November.
Because of recent terrorist events in houses of worship and how to protect places of worship.
County and U.S. Homeland Security officials will teach how to understand and deter threats, investigate hate crimes, and learn about resources and grants to improve safety. But they say something we can all do right now.
I would say that the best that we can do is learn from each other, have an open dialogue and an open conversation to learn who we are and what we practice and why we practice it.
And the Practicing Places of Worship training in Rock County takes place on November 29th from 8 a.m. to 12:30 at the Dr. Daniel Hale Williams Resource Center in Janesville. Registration is open online and it's free to attend.